Hi, Matthew Pioro here of Canadian Cycling Magazine, and I'm with Brad Hunter, expert mechanic, and we're here with my cyclocross bike. I've ridden it for 2 seasons, and it's had maybe the minimal amount of maintenance it's required. So for this upcoming season, we're going to take a closer look at what it needs and get it ready.
Okay, Matthew, I really want to take a close look at the gears, including the cables, the chain, and the braking system, including the cables and the brake pads. I'm going to use the chain checker here and check the stretch on your chain, and it's reading that it is worn, so we're going to have to do a replacement on that before it snaps on you or wears out your chain rings and cassette. Next, I want to check how smooth the cables are running, because that's really going to affect how smooth your gears work. So I'm going to pop this cable out of its stop, check underneath. This one's actually clean and running pretty good. But up here, I see a little extra housing that we don't need, so I'm going to trim that down and create the path of least resistance. Next, I'd like to take a really good look at your brake pads. So we're going to pop open your calipers, and upon inspection, these are almost non-existent. So you definitely need some rear pads, and maybe we'll go to the front and check those as well. So pop those ones open, and they're not as bad, but definitely need replacing at the beginning of the season.
While we're on the topic of brakes, I've noticed that at the front, things aren't as smooth as I'd like them to be. Is there anything we can do to make that better?
Definitely. If we get rid of this sharp bend that the cable has to travel through, it's going to really alleviate the amount of force it takes for you to pull your brake lever. Okay, Matthew, your main issues are your worn chain, your really worn brake pads, and then a little tweaks to your cables. And I think this bike is going to run really, really well.
I'm just wondering, are there other things that people should look out for on their bikes before they begin their season?
Sure. They can always check your bearings in your wheels, your bottom bracket, and your headset to make sure there's no play. You want to make sure your wheels are spinning true and that all the spokes are evenly tensioned. You also want to make sure that all your bolts are tight and that your tires are in good shape. And then you should be good to go.
That's great. I'm now going to leave my bike with Brad, and he's going to work his magic and have it ready for me in a little bit. And then I'm going to race this thing through the mud this season. Thanks very much, Brad.
Great.